Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a collaboration with Cold Brew. And what it is we both made a list of the 10 champions that we feel had their value as a champion significantly increased by the release of the Doom Tower. We have not seen each other's list. We made them independently, and we're just going to go through it live and talk about the ones that we agree on and disagree on in terms of value being boosted by the release of the Doom Tower. So let's get into it. Alrighty, now joined by Cold Brew. How are you doing, brother?
Hey man, nice to talk with you again. I'm all good. What about you?
Yeah, man, hanging in there, hanging in there. I think the last time we did a collab was what the daily chores of playing Raid on your channel. Is that right?
Yeah, has to be that. Has to be that.
Yeah,
Long time ago. I was talking about all the time needed to play Raid.
yeah. How crazy it's getting with the tag team arena being added and the advanced quests and the Doom Tower, and like before you know it, you're playing Raid 5 hours a day, and you're like, whoa.
Exactly. And now they've even done it worse now. But
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
good thing to see things come to the game, but then they're gonna have to at some point give us like auto finish tickets or something to farm quicker, or like I don't know, some mechanic to help us out with. But that's a different video for a different
Something.
day. Yeah, that's a different video
Sure.
for a different day.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna be having fun and going through uh our 10 picks for champions whose value within the game has been increased by the release of the Doom Tower. So we'll go through and I'll let you say a champion, and then I'll say if they're on my list or not. And if they are, we'll compare, and if they're not, we'll just talk about it. So go ahead and give me your number 10 in terms of champion that had its value increased by Doom Tower's release.
Yeah, so right before I say the name, I'm just gonna say that the list is not gonna be just legendaries for me, because I thought, okay, we need champions that had significant increase to their value. Like if you had them even at 50, you would consider taking them to 60 now, because their value is so much better, and they would carry you through normal and hard Doom Tower. Most of these are great in hard Doom Tower, but I put in some of them just to be, in the list for normal Doom Tower as well, because we got a lot of the community that still is on normal. So I'm just gonna say Sile, first one of the list. Seal,
Okay.
the 180-day login champion. She's a fantastic champion throughout the game. She can carry you everywhere, and her value even skyrockets in every single of the encounters here on the Doom Tower. Even on the bosses, you need some sort of healing. You need a reviver. She's got a stun. She can help with the waves. She has everything. She's got a speed down, a speed up, a terminator reduction. She's just fantastic, right?
Yep.
I think,
I had Syl at number 7. So yeah, we totally agree. Syl is absolutely incredible. That's one of the best things Plarium's done is adding Syl as a login reward. She is so good when you get her at day 180 for helping you take that next step on your account.
yeah. I think she's just a fantastic champion. Everybody should have her at 60, and no questions asked.
Yep, we agree on that one. That's a good first one to get us kicked off here. You had her at number 10, I had her at number 7. So go into, or
Yeah,
sorry, what do you want
I
to say?
didn't really have them in terms of how good they are.
Yep.
I didn't make my list that way. I just wanted a top 10, just random top 10, honestly. But I can put the list
Yeah,
in numbers if you want.
yeah, that's fine. And mine wasn't like I didn't sit down for 2 hours and try to like, yeah.
Strictly.
I
Yeah, I
loosely
get it.
I loosely tried to kind of go from 10 to 1, but
I
not
get it.
like not religiously. But yeah, just you can if you'd like. But what would be like number 9 on your list then?
What's yours?
You want me to go
Yeah, you
next?
didn't say.
Oh
Yeah,
my
because I said.
oh, my number 10. You want me to do my number 10? My number 10.
Um. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it that way. My number 10, live TV. We're professionals here. All right. So my number 10, if yours was Syl, I had Syl at number 7, so I'll mark that. My number 10 was Sylar.
All right.
Sylar being an epic, and she's so good versus waves. You've got a bunch of different things you can do with the AoE A1 and the stun set to help suppress the waves. And then it's so important to suppress speed and turn meter versus the waves, especially in the Doom Tower, and she does that better than almost any epic in the game. She's a neutral affinity, so I think Sylar's value is going to be incredible in not only normal but also hard Doom Tower for some of those early to mid-level accounts and even endgame viable.
Yeah, yeah, I like that pick. I like that pick. My mind, when I was thinking about control of waves, my mind went straight to uh, what's his name? Wait, oh, you have to edit this.
We're not editing it. We're leaving it in. We're leaving it in.
Oh, Nethril. Nethril has a very
Yeah.
similar kit to Sylar, but better. You know, he's got a stun and he has a Terminator reduction.
That's a good one.
The poisons aren't that important for waves, but you know that whole control that he brings is very similar to what Sylar brings, but better because he's a legendary.
I didn't have. Did you have Nethril on your list?
No, no. I'll just mention it because it's
Yeah.
very close. The skill sets, you know, the way that they bring control.
Yep. I like that
So,
one.
right. Next one on my list is gonna be Reliquary Tender, the rare.
Okay. Yep.
So the reason I have her in the list is because she brings so much to a team that you might not have in, you know, fighting the normal Doom Tower or even the hard Doom Tower. You know, with the with the Nether Spider right now, she's very hard to beat with the recent update, and all the poisons need to be removed some way. And what she brings is just a cleanse that you desperately need. You need multiple cleanses actually for hard Doom Tower. She brings that to the team, and she also brings a nice revive. Since she's a rare, she's very easy to book, and she's got a nice base speed as well. So I think she's worth as a top 10 for Doom Tower.
Okay. Yeah, I like that pick. My list scaled towards legendaries and epics because I feel like when you pull them, they need to be impactful to justify being excited about them, whereas rares are a little bit
Right.
more accessible. But I like where your head's at because we get a couple different perspectives on the value of how things are shifting. So I agree with what you said. I don't have Reliquary on my list, but that's a great pick. So that was your number 9.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The rares were way down the list. If I would put them in a number order, like from lowest to highest, then the rares would go way down the list,
Cool.
and then we'll have the legendaries.
Cool. My number 9 was Elgato. Because
All right.
Elgato really didn't have a whole lot of value in the game, but he is actually pretty cool versus duplicates, which happens a lot in the Doom Tower. So, not saying he's S tier, but I'm saying the release of the Doom Tower kind of revolves around the structure of his kit. So, it does increase the value of him
Right.
as a champion. So, I put him at number 9.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Totally great champion to have. I have 2 of them, but honestly didn't use him once in the Doom Tower because of other,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, choices. In an endgame account, you've got way more choices.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're limited to your choices and you've got Alligators, then he can carry you. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. And
Um,
then your number 8, I think, is what we're on.
yeah, it's gonna be another rare that
Uh-huh.
was probably leveled up by the majority of the players who didn't have one of the other 2 champions available or wanted more consistency in beating the Scarab boss. So it's gonna be Metal Shaper. So the
Okay.
rare that has a 2-turn shield with a 2-turn cooldown that brings that shield, even if it's so small, it brings so much to the team. And if you tune the team right, you can actually beat the Scarab boss. I made a video on that, you know, the day that the boss was available to everyone, and everyone saw the value in Metal Shaper then. And the other 2 champions we had at the time was Miscreated Monster and Valkyrie, that had a similar, you know, 3-turn shield with a 3-turn cooldown. Valkyrie is of course legendary, way harder to get, and Miscreated Monster, although you know much easier to get, still an epic, much harder to get out of all, you know, the epics available in the game. So I guess you would say his value skyrocketed.
Yeah, that there's no arguing that. Metal Shaper went from obscurity to having a very carved out role because of the Doom Tower. So if I didn't have him in my top 10, but if I went up to like number 12 or 13, Metal Shaper would have probably been there. So I like that pick. So then I think
Right.
we're on my number 8, and I put Lydia. Um Lydia, again, similar to Sylar, is just so good versus waves with the defense break, the weaken, the speed stuff that she does for your team. So, like, I think without Doom Tower, like, the people that get Lydia are already really endgame. They're already speed farming the level 20 dungeons. They don't really need Lydia, but at least Lydia brings some cool things to the table for Doom Tower. She also blocks the revive of the Frost of the Frost Spider. So I think the release of
Yeah.
the Doom Tower really helped giving Lydia some value to the people that got her.
She helps with the torments as well in some of the waves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's a fantastic pick. I didn't put her in the list, not because she doesn't deserve a top 10, but because it's so hard to get her in the first place that it wouldn't be of any value for the normal Doom Tower players.
Yeah.
Because they would be, okay, Lydia, of course, how is she going to help me in there?
Yeah.
But yeah, she definitely deserves to be mentioned. She's top in all areas, honestly. Even on clan boss, there's teams that you can put her in there. So yeah, a good pick for top 10.
I had before I got my second man eater, I had a Lydia unkillable comp. So yeah, she could do some cool things for
Nice
for unkillable comps as well. I think we're on your number 7 then.
Yeah, number 7 for me, it's gonna be Stagnite. Stagnite, amazing champion to have, throughout the game, but the kit that he brings is maybe not really thought of on how good it is on much later stages where you need that accuracy boost to your team. And Stagnite brings it with his passive. He brings the defense down, attack down. Very important to survive the waves, but his passive help increase your accuracy when you got resisted. Definitely helps you boost your accuracy a little bit more if you're having issues with accuracy throughout, the Doom Tower stages. I would say that his value, skyrocketed in that sense if you were having issues with accuracy. And then we saw the introduction of more champions into the game that bring an accuracy up buff. But I think Stagnite was and is still a very, top 10 champion.
I didn't have him in the top 10, but I think I overlooked your point about his passive. A lot of people forget about that. Yeah, the accuracy can be a problem, and so I think that's a good pick. Yeah, I think that's fair because I wasn't thinking about
especially on the Frost Spider.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yeah. Even with 400 accuracy, you are gonna have issues there landing the debuffs.
Yep. Cool. Okay. And then Syl was my number 7, but we already agreed on that one. So at number 6, I have Raglan. Raglan being a Void legendary, it's very important that when you get a Void legendary, you're excited about it. And I think this really helped Raglan be a staple for somebody trying to progress into hard Doom Tower because, like you said about Reliquary Tender, you're getting heals, cleanse, aura, turn meter boost. You can build her as high resistance. She doesn't need any accuracy. So you can build her very sturdy, very tough, and she brings almost everything to the table that you're looking for in a team. So I think she's a very solid champion, and her being a Void legendary is much more justified with the release of the Doom Tower.
Yeah, I also had her in my list because of, the very short cooldown in the revive. She can be, I mean, the mass revive champions are, maybe better, but that very short cooldown helps in some specific encounters where you know that your damaging champion just keeps dying, and you need to bring them back up because he's built all damage, and you need him to be up and ready to fight the next wave. And some of the rounds, especially the much later rounds in hard Doom Tower, can take up to 10 minutes, just because of you're waiting for one person to revive and to go to the next fight. It's on auto, but still it takes a lot of time. And having a reviver is it's required.
Yeah. Okay. So you had we agreed on that one then. You had Raglan as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She wasn't on that number, but
okay. Cool. Then that was my number 6. So I think we're on your number 6 or 5 or something, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say Doom Priest, another epic champion. The reason is very clear. Her kit is very simple. Every time she takes a turn, she heals and removes a debuff. You definitely need her for the Nether Spider now. There's no way around that boss with the cleanse. It's the same thing as with the Reliquary Tender. I just think Doom Priest is better because she brings like a small heal whenever she takes a turn. and she can be useful in the waves as well. Like in the earlier stages, not the boss stages, because some of those actually apply debuffs. You need a nice cleanser to have in your team. She provides a nice attack up buff if you for some reason you don't have that. So yeah, I think Doom Priest.
Yep, I thought long and hard about Doom Priest. That would have been like number 11 or 12. But yeah, I didn't put Doom Priest in the top 10, but definitely good points. And I really almost put Doom Priest in, so I definitely agree with you there. We're on my number 5, and I put Vergis at number 5 because the Scarab is pretty unanimously regarded as the most hated Doom Tower boss. Whenever I've done polls on stream and stuff, people say their most hated boss is the Scarab. And Vergis is just god tier against the Scarab. So I think he went from being like an average epic to somebody really worth actually investing in because he helps so much with the Scarab.
Yeah, I'm gonna no disagreeing there. I didn't put him in my top 10. I thought of him, but like in my eyes, he's just good for that boss and that specific strategy. But yeah, he's definitely worth it. If you have him, he's an epic. Some books, epic skill books are easier to get. Yeah, definitely solid choice.
Cool. All right, then we're on, I think, number 5 for you. Or yeah, you didn't have a specific number, but
yeah, I didn't have specific number. I'm gonna say I went the damage route here with Ethos.
Okay.
So Ethos, if you were watching any of the beginning stages of the Doom Tower, you would see some 6 second, 7 second clears, especially before they changed the bosses a little bit. You would see Ethos there with 7 second clears of the whole stage, and because he's such a good champion in clearing them out, if you're limited in time, you've got an Ethos that is heavily upgraded, you're gonna use him to clear through half of the Doom Tower at least in very good time. But after that, the remaining half of the hard Doom Tower, you need specific teams to beat it.
Yep.
But the first half of it, it's much easier with Ethos.
I like that because we went straight from Vergis to the reskin, which is Ethos.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I didn't have Ethos in the top 10 because, like you said, he's more niche in terms of speed farming. But yeah, I like, you're right. He's if you're trying to do speed runs and be like in the leaderboard of your clan, he's one of the best champions to have for sure. That leads us to my number 4, which is going to be Duchess. Now Duchess was already awesome for like defense teams and account progression, so you could argue her value wasn't really increased by the Doom Tower, but she's just so good for like those tough stages. It's so good to have her. And like talking about it live, I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't have had her on there because she already had insane value, but I just use her so much that I had to put her on there. But I could understand an argument that she was already good enough and didn't really belong on this list.
Yeah, I thought of her as well. I use her after stage 90 or so. I use her instead of other champions just because she brings more buffs and another revive. She's just fantastic. Speed aura. She's just great. But I think her value was known already and is known in all areas of the game. So I didn't put her in my top 10 list of the upgraded champions values.
And like you said, champions that have an all battle speed aura got like that much better. For that reason, I thought about putting Lysandra, but I didn't, because the same argument, like we already know Lysandra's god tier, like she didn't really get the value increased. But I did put one speed aura champion, and I chose Duchess. But that's a fair point. Like she was already pretty insane. So what's your next one then?
My next one is War Chief.
I thought
War Chief. I got him out of the vault finally for Doom Tower. That's it. I mean, you can't argue not using War Chief for the Magma Dragon.
Yep.
Magma. Yep. Is that his name? Yeah. I can't beat it without him. You need that big provoke from him, the multi-turn duration provoke. He's just a fantastic champion to use for there. If you don't have him, if you do have him and are having some issues with the Magma Doom Tower, for the Magma Dragon, go for War Chief, and he's just gonna carry you. Yep. Although it's a much easier boss than the others, I would say he's the easiest boss. yeah, the provoke makes it much easier.
That's a great pick. And I thought about him as well. He didn't make my top 10, but it's definitely good points. And you actually don't even need to book him. Like, he's just good.
Yeah, I don't have him.
Like, yeah, I use him all the time versus the Magma Dragon, and I don't book him. So yeah, that's a great pick. Now we get into my top 3 in terms of champions that got significant value bumps because of the Doom Tower, and my number 3 is Contra, the Barbarian.
Oh, okay.
Because I think she was a fusion, and a lot of people kind of slept on her, and thought like, she's not that great. But when you actually look at her kit for the Doom Tower, being defense, she's very sturdy, so she's not one of these like frail damage dealers that's constantly needing to get revived. And just the debuff she brings, the block buffs, ridiculously important. Decrease attack, decrease speed, ridiculously important. Weaken, decrease accuracy, heal reduction for those long fights, which the Doom Tower waves can get longer later on. She just brings so much. Stealing buffs, multi-hitter. I think she really got a big bump because people weren't really using her in like the arena or like, so I think the Doom Tower really carved out a niche for her. And the Barbarians is one of the easier faction wars to finish. So I really think Doom Tower helped out Contra.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I totally missed on her because there's so many champions in the game, honestly, that you can choose from. That some champions can be overlooked in terms of their value and what they can bring to your team if you're stuck on a stage. That you might still not think about it, but then boom, there's the answer. It's in your vault. Go get it out the vault, and you'll beat the stage. Yeah, it happens so much in with dungeons when I do takeovers, but yeah, that's a good case for the Doom Tower.
For sure. And then we're into your.
And she doesn't do weak hits, right? She doesn't do weak hits.
I think. Yeah, she's got to pass it. Well, I think she'll place debuffs on weak hits. So yeah,
that's
a really, really cool mechanic. So like she's really reliable on. So yeah, I love her for Doom Tower. I think she's a very undersold champion for the Doom Tower.
Right.
And then your last 3. We're on your third one here.
I think I've got 2 in my list.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, because I think I went first.
Okay,
maybe.
Cool. Yeah.
I've got Ignatius as in the final 2. Ignatius, the reason being, of course, you might have guessed it, the unresistible HP burn, right? You need it. There's another champion that has it, Elenarl. I was between the 2, but Elenarl just get one-shotted by the Frostbiter. She's very squishy. Even if you try to build her more tanky, Ignatius is much easier to build tanky, and he brings that HP burn, even on a longer cooldown instead of on the default skill that Elenarl has. I think Ignatius became so much better because you don't need that accuracy, right? And you can use him in waves as well. That HP burn helps with waves, not just the Frostbiter. Some of the waves can take too long to bring down, and he's definitely going to be, a top pick there.
Yeah, and he's got AoE provoke and stun and the defense aura. So yeah, he's absolutely amazing. Ignatius is a great pick there. For my top 2, I went with these 2 are going to be a combo that's very commonly used in the end game, so they kind of work in tandem. But my number 2 was Kymar. Just because like he's used he's so crucial in terms of tuning it right to reset things and then blast down waves to help you with coping with some of those crazy stages, so that you can if you get high enough speed, you can do crazy things to suppress the waves. And I think it really helped the value of Kymar because he's just so insane in the Doom Tower.
Yeah, I totally get it. Although I don't have a Kymar, I've been trying to get a Kymar opening shard, but no Kymar here. I see the Kymars in the top list, the top 10 list in the fastest runs. I'm just jealous looking at them, and yeah, he's just great in all areas of the game, honestly. But yeah, his real value came in because of that reset cooldowns and how long it takes to bring down the waves when you don't have that reset mechanic. And he brings it to the team. Plus the remove buffs or skill, the sleep, even the poisons can be useful.
Yeah,
if you want to build him that way.
and he can be a stun set. He's a AOE A1. A lot of people forget that he has AOE buff strip and an AOE A1. So yeah, just there's so many things you can do with Kymar. You can do so many different waves that you're able to deal with having Kymar. So I think we're down to your last one now, right?
Yeah, I think we have the same champion because we didn't mention it. Didn't mention her just yet.
Wait. Viewers, do you know who we're talking about? We're down to our last one. My number one, Cold Brews. You got a couple seconds. There you go. I bet you know where we're going with. But yeah, go ahead and kick us off with the obvious choice.
Armiger.
Yeah, there you go. Hey.
Although Armiger is great, Armiger, whatever you wanna pronounce it as, it's Seer. Seer is the #1 champion for the Doom Tower, right?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of carving out a very end game role, yeah, Seer, insane value increase with the release of the Doom Tower. Was my #1.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I didn't expect her to have this much value. I knew she had good value already. Okay, with clearing waves, you don't use her in all the teams for clearing dungeons 20. There's some teams that you can use her, but others you don't need her. Like Spider, she doesn't work there. So her value really, she became so important in having a Seer. Once you realize that you can build a team for the Doom Tower, I don't know if you do this, but I do this, and I use the same team from stage 1 to stage 119.
Yep.
Except the bosses, but that's the team. I could use that team and beat all the stages.
Yep.
With just Seer, just the power of clearing up the waves. Maybe that's too overpowered, but it works.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I have like a general utility team based around like Seer and Kymar, and yeah. So what's your general utility team?
Okay, I need a speed up champion. So I either, well, I use Arbiter because she has two speed ups and she's very fast because of my arena gear. And then I use Lydia for the defense down weaken and buffs. Then I use Krisk for the later stages where I need some shields.
Get out.
And
get out.
You don't have a Krisk, right?
No. I wish.
And then I use Seer and Renegade because I don't have Kymar.
Okay, so you don't have Kymar and I don't have Krisk. So, but we basically use the same team. I just use I use Duchess instead of Arbiter. And then I use Lydia, Kymar, Seer, and then I use Battle to pair with pair with the Seer and to bring some heals. But yeah, pretty much same concept on our general utility team.
I switch out Renegade with Duchess on stage 90 because that's when it gets really tough and you need some more buffs, some more revives. Block debuffs helps. So yeah, I put Duchess in there, and when the stages become too much, but I can keep Duchess from stage 1 if I wanted to. It's just it makes the runs a little bit slower.
Yeah, I love that team based around Seer, and I was showing a run here during the video of how it's just so insane, but yeah.
All right, I'm scared of the day they'll nerf her.
Yeah,
I'm just scared.
Do you think they will?
Yeah. I think that they'll think of something and nerf her because they might see that everyone's using that team and they want to go a different route. But everyone will get angry. I don't think they'll nerf her like the champion, but maybe they'll put some kind of mechanic in the waves that it doesn't let you use Seer as you did before.
Yeah, there'll be some sort of, or maybe they'll make it so her ability can't get the cooldown lowered or something. Like it'll say this ability cannot be lowered by cooldown affecting abilities or something.
Yeah, but would they do it in the Doom Tower only? Because it would totally destroy setups in dungeons.
Yeah.
But then again, they might want to do it for dungeons 25. Who knows? They might not want to have people cheese dungeons 25 and use other teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. But you're right. I don't think they should. It would cause too many people to be upset. I got all these teams.
Because even with changes to the Doom Tower, I don't see how I will not be using Seer to clear the the normal stages. um, up to the boss. If they don't change something, I'll still use the same team forever.
Yeah.
As it stands, unless something stronger than Seer comes with. It's going to be a legendary that does the same thing and maybe has a multiplier, stronger multiplier.
Yeah, they should have had like Thea the Tomb Angel like do a seer mechanic, right? Or something, because we're looking for a way for Thea to be crazy, but
maybe they add something
yeah,
that can be a pair and goes with Thea. She's just underwhelming.
I agree. Well, hey man, I know it's already it's late for you, so we'll wrap it up. It's already been a long time hanging out here. Is there anything you wanted to say on the way out? It was a fun little video chatting about some of these Doom Tower champions.
I just want to say subscribe to his channel, guys. Subscribe. Not my channel, to his. If you haven't already. See, they didn't expect it. They never expect. Yeah. They never expect a guest to promote your own channel.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's right. And obviously I'll link to Cold Brew's stuff down below. So definitely check out. He mostly just does uncommons, right, on your channel. So if you need help on those.
Oh yeah. I've fed all my legendary champions. I've got only uncommons.
There you go. All right, brother. Thanks for sitting down with me. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right. Well, that is gonna do it for this video. Cold Brew's information will be down below in a pinned comment. Definitely check out his channel if you have not already. So huge thanks to him for taking the time to hang out with me. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.